Paying no attention to this, I clicked through the various menus and saw a map called Kino Tome. I clicked on it. Eventually, I found a lobby with 3 other players. The match eventually started, and I spawned into what seemed a rundown building while the players all ran off in different directions. I searched around this room and noticed that all 3 players were standing next to a barrier of some sort. Is this where the zombies spawn? After realizing they did in fact spawn behind the barriers, I found one that wasn't occupied by one of the players. I stood behind it, and eventually the zombies started coming towards the barrier. I only had a pistol, and so did everyone else. It seems so. I guess that I could do a whole ton of damage just yet after killing a few zombies that tried to break through the barrier. I heard a scream behind me. There was a scream sound effect in the game, huh? I ran towards the sound that one of the players were getting mauled by a bunch of zombies. What confused me here there is the fact player's character were looking towards me and with a realistic look on his face. He was terrified expression with a mixed look that seemed he was pleading to me. I ran towards the zombies, shooting them as I got closer, but I did almost next to no damage before I could really get close to him. The zombies started ripping into him and eating him alive. They even had no death animation. There was the character getting eaten. I should play this ages ago. This is awesome. As soon as I heard the player's character shout to me, help me, wow, they really went all out on this game. I thought to myself, this man actually killed zombies around this player. He was gone. All that was left was bones and a very realistic mongreled head that creeped me out a bit. For one, I had never seen a game this realistic, especially the faces on the characters. They were getting eaten alive. The game appeared progress through the rounds. Round 1 had finished when I received a text from my other friend's Dave. It read, "Hey man, what are you up to?" I looked around and made sure there was no zombies there. I was content that I wasn't going to get killed. I picked up the phone and replied to this message. "Nothing much, dude. Tom was outside of my house, handed me a game for the Xbox 360 called Call of Duty Black Ops 1. What was the really odd thing is he looked and acted. He was terrified. As soon as he handed me the game, he ran home. I followed him, but he locked his door. It wouldn't open. I admitted it creeped me out, but he was never that like that. See why I would have done that. Anyway, I'm playing the game now. I got to admit it's pretty freaking realistic. I'm on a zombies match with 3 other players. One of them died, and player character really realistic animation with the zombies eating him alive. He screamed, looked towards me, and shouted, "Help me." I really should have bought this game ages ago. After finally sending the text, I heard 2 screams from my TV. I focused on the game and saw the 2 other players were getting eaten as well. Both of them looked towards me and screamed different things. Each one of them shouted, "Why weren't you helping?" Well, the other players shouted, "I hate you. I hope you rot in heck with me." That was when I started to get a bit weirded out. A game like this cannot be realistic, can it? I've been surprised at how realistic it was been so far, but I'm more creeped out, especially when I heard the other players screaming. The screaming were the most realistic scream I ever heard in a video game. Ever more realistic than the scream I heard when the first player died. I got the text deciding to read it. I checked the game and noticed that zombies were still eating other two players, and they weren't paying attention to me whatsoever. I decided to quickly look at the text and I received. It was Dave again. I told him what was happening. Dude, what the heck are you talking about? I have that game. I've played a lot of zombies. It's never been that realistic. Never in the new maps. There is an animation where players get eaten alive. They don't look towards you and scream, "Help me," either. And all the zombies do is hit you 2 times and you go down. You can only get revived by other players, so you either got a really well done hacked version or you're messing with me. I looked at the text and confusing. What the heck is he talking about? It couldn't be hacked. Tom has told me before. He bought it brand new. Before I could click on reply, I heard another scream from the TV. I jumped but saw the zombies who faced up right at my screen. And when I saw that, I mean literally an inch away, it looked like they reached out of the TV. I could probably touch it. It was almost realistic zombie that I ever seen. I've seen a few zombies in films before, and this zombie beat up all of them out of the water. With appearance, I could see the skull brain barely hanging out. There was only black empty sockets where the eyes have been. The flesh in its mouth ripped open so I could see the entire front jaw. The next thing scared me. It's in that it grinded at me. As it literally looked at me. Spooked me. I am going to enjoy this. And a voice was low, not demonic or anything like that. It was a low male voice, although there was something. Its voice sounded a lot creepier than any male voice. It was a snoozing tone to it. Before I could do anything, the zombie stabbed its fingers into what I presumed my character's eyes, and guessed what? The fingers that touched the screen went black. There was still sounds, I guess. The game was still running, so there was no video. I didn't even know what to think zombies were doing to my player. Then I heard this sounded like eating something. I gagged at the thoughts coming to my head. I ejected the dish lightning fast and put it back in the case. I ran over to Tom's house, knocked on his door. Still no reply. I put the game down on his doorstep, hoping that he would find it. And when he came out of his house, he can have that game. I'd never want to see that thing again. The day went by pretty normal. However, I went to sleep. I had a nightmare including the zombie that I saw in the game. He was eating me alive. I could feel every bite, scratch, everything. I woke up and screaming, sweating like a madman. I was relieved that it was just a dream, but it felt so real. I've been having these nightmares every night for the past week, and I've been woken up in the middle of the night. I swear that I could someone standing at the foot of my bed, but I could rub my eyes. Mysteriously, the figure is gone. I honestly don't know what to do. Obviously, I knew that the nightmare experience disturbed me a lot, but the same exact nightmare for an entire week, which involved me in the exact same pain. The zombie eats me, and when I wake up, I see a mysterious figure at the edge of my bed. Something is wrong with me. I don't know really. I need to get some help. Thanks.